Alan Alda was about to watch his career-defining show get cancelled after its very first season. Ratings had collapsed. Network executives were losing faith. And yet, somehow, what came next would rewrite the history of American television forever. It all started not on a screen, but on a page. In 1968, Army Dr. Richard Hornberger, writing under the pen name Richard Hooker, published a novel called MASH, drawing directly from his own experiences at a mobile Army surgical hospital during the Korean War. The book mixed battlefield horror with dark comedy in a way that felt genuinely unlike anything else. Hollywood noticed. By 1970, director Robert Altman had turned it into a feature film that won the Palme d'Or at Cannes and earned multiple Academy Award nominations. But the real story, the one most people don't know, was just beginning. CBS decided to adapt MASH for television, which was widely considered a risky gamble. War was a raw subject in America. The Vietnam War was still raging. Comparisons to the beloved film were inevitable. Producer Gene Reynolds and writer Larry Gelbart took on the challenge with one clear intention. This version would stand entirely on its own. They kept the Korean War setting, but pushed deeper into questions about humanity, ethics, and survival. Their characters weren't punchlines, they were exhausted, emotionally battered people trying to hold themselves together under impossible circumstances. When MASH premiered on CBS on September 17, 1972, the response was quietly positive, but the ratings told a different story. At one point, the show sank to number 56 in the Nielsen rankings. Cancellation seemed almost certain. Then something unexpected happened. CBS aired summer reruns, and new audiences discovered the show for the first time, watching it from the very beginning. When the network also moved MASH into the time slot directly following All in the Family, then one of America's most watched programs, the ratings transformed almost overnight. Behind the cameras, the production team was fighting its own battles. CBS pushed back on visible blood in surgical scenes, refused to approve certain words in scripts, and repeatedly clashed with the writers over how dark the storytelling could go. One of the most consequential fights was over the laugh track. Reynolds and Gelbart argued that scenes inside the operating room, where soldiers were dying, should never be accompanied by canned laughter. Eventually CBS agreed, and that single decision gave MASH one of its most distinctive qualities. Cast changes shook the show repeatedly. When McLean Stevenson chose to leave, the writers made the extraordinary decision to kill off his character, Henry Blake, in a moment that left audiences genuinely stunned. Most of the cast only learned what was going to happen when they filmed it, meaning the grief visible on their faces was completely real. Wayne Rogers also departed, and Mike Farrell stepped in as B.J. Honeycutt, keeping the ensemble alive. The series ran for 11 seasons, and concluded exactly as its creators intended, on their own terms, while it was still at its peak. The finale, titled Goodbye, Farewell and Amen, aired on February 28, 1983, and drew an estimated audience of more than 120 million viewers. That record has never been broken, not once. Decades of cable television and streaming have come and gone, and MASH still sits at the top. Even today, Alan Alda has said he still meets people who became doctors because of watching Hawkeye Pierce. That's not ratings, that's impact. That's a show that genuinely changed lives. If stories like this one get you as hooked as we are, hit like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments which television legend you'd love us to cover next.